again. I have a link somewhere for it.
We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has
Can I
been
punch
fraught
this dude
with
yet?
challenges.
I
Let's
totally
start
want to punch
anew.
him.
I am Father.
Welcome to the Institute.
Give me Sean.
Give me Sean,
Give
bro.
me Sean.
Gonna
Right
be
now.
blood.
I know. You've gone to such lengths to find him.
I
I want answers, asshole. Now.
Under the circumstances,
I will forgive your vulgarity.
But I need you to realize that this
That's one of those fancy words.
situation is far more
Vulgarity.
complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far
Very far.
and
It's
suffered a great deal
to find your
son.
son.
Well,
Tenacity and dedication
It's-
have been
it's good to
rewarded.
finally meet you. After
all
all
the
this
time.
time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
How?
Is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years?
What?
That is the reality. And here I am.
Oh, no.
Raised by
He
the
does
Institute.
look like really familiar.
Now it's Lita.
They stole you. Kidnapped you.
That's so messed up.
Right, wrong.
Playing with the feels, bro.
It
That's
was
not cool.
necessary. The Institute believed humanity's future depended on it. At that time, the year 2227.
That's so messed up.
The Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being.
That is so messed
walking,
up.
talking,
It was like,
fully articulate,
no.
capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking. Yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic
That's
organics.
so messed up.
The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA.
I thought it was
Plenty
a
of that
joke
was
at first,
available,
like
of
some kind of
course.
cruel joke that
But
the
it had
leader was
already
trying to play
been
it. Then you
corrupted.
said, that twist in the story, and I was like, no!
Wasteland. Radiation affected everyone, even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above. Members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source
So
was
messed up
necessary.
the way.
But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111.
An infant frozen in time.
Frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into
Yeah,
every
that's
other
exactly what I
human
thought. I'm
cell.
like, this has got to be a joke. This can't be real.
was
No,
exactly
no,
what
no,
I
no. That's what was going on
And
inside
so
my
it was
brain.
my DNA that became the
But like at
basis
first,
of the
it looked
synthetic
almost
organics
like
used to create
if you played
every
Bioshock
human-like
Infinite.
synth you see.
Spoiler alert: if you
I am
haven't
their
played
father.
Bioshock Infinite, cover your ears
Through
for the
science,
next
we are
few
family.
seconds or so.
The synths me.
But the guy in Bioshock Infinite, he ends up being like a different timeline version of you who is going there. So, like, I always looked at him and I was like, he looks similar, like really similar. So maybe it was like the same artist or something. And then I find out the twist
I
that
hope
he's
you're not too
actually
overwhelmed.
the one who, you know, just a different timeline, different version.
Sean.
It really is. I know you must have questions.
So messed up.
Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The
Sorry, son, about to blow this shit up.
It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
Oh,
They need your help, Sean. It's rough up there, to say the least.
Oh, we've tried that. Surprised? The Institute once tried to help create a stabilized
bickering
Commonwealth
and
government.
fighting, it was a
It
disaster.
No. We look after our own now. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time.
Yeah, it
What
was
else
definitely
can
some
I say
Terminator shit.
to ease your mind.
It really was. Like, when I played Bioshock Infinite, I was like,
Kellogg, he worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
alright, thanks, BBB. Thanks for popping around, man. We'll talk about some more spicy wings later on.
After what I've seen, I pity the man. He was as much a victim.
But have a good night, man.
After what he did to you,
Have fun.
I'm shocked you would be so generous. But yes, I understand you've experienced
Experience
things.
things.
Perhaps you ended up knowing him better.
Yeah, I
for
sort of
one,
went through his
will
brain.
never truly forgive him. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit
that.
Institute technology prolonged his life and his usefulness.
That
far
explains the
beyond any
whole
normal
10-year-old
human
kid
lifespan.
and why he
He
looked
never
the
failed
same
the
age.
Institute,
That
but his
explains.
cruelty became more apparent with every
That explains
completed
that
objective.
twist right there,
I won't lie.
because he had Institute technology to
It's no
prolong his
coincidence
life,
your path
so he
crossed
stayed
his.
younger looking. So instead of
Seemed
10
a
years
fitting way
actually
to allow
passing,
you
yeah, he may have
to
came there with a
have
10-year-old,
some
but
amount of revenge.
you know,
What else can I say?
everyone you were
Ease your
talking
mind.
to was a synth or something else.
Your mother.
Go through your mother. She never got to see.
Yeah.
Whoop!
I've gone over the
It was
records
messed
again,
up, bro.
of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
She loved you.
She loved you so much.
I have no doubt. I'm afraid I have very... For many years, I never
Never
questioned
questioned
who my parents were.
were. I accepted my
I
situation, and
accepted
that
my
was that.
With old age comes regret.
And asking
and
what
asking
if
what
more
if
often.
more often.
Sure.
But
Sure.
what
I
matters
like how he
now
does
is
that. Sure.
You and
Mhm.
I have a chance
Sure.
to begin
It's
again.
like the asshole response.
I know there's more
like, sure.
for us to discuss.
Sure.
But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs.
It's like if I was
Your
sitting there, I was
presence would be
explaining like this
appreciated
deep
as
stuff,
we approach
and then
them.
the person
I've
across
been
me is like,
part of
"Sure."
something amazing.
I'd be like,
I've
"Don't,
helped to
don't
build a
sure
life
me."
for myself and the people of the
Especially
Institute.
when I haven't finished
And
talking.
now, after all,
Uh-huh. Maybe.
I know. And the Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like.
Uh-huh. Things
Sure.
are pretty terrible up there.
I've seen it myself. I know.
Sure.
And it's a life that you can now be part of. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance.
Just to show you what I've been
We
doing.
really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you
Well,
take their challenge?
my son be 60 plus years old.